What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hot Action Fishing and Fab. My name's Curtis, and this is my channel. Well, I think you guys deserve a little bit of, what's going on right now in my life, and I been really busy lately, and I've been doing an absolute ton of work on the airboat. I know a lot of you guys follow me because of the Johnsen skiff build, and it's done. So I'm very happy with the boat. The boat's, with the little bit that I've been able to play with it and use it, I'm super stoked. It's a freaking great boat. Floats really nice. Floats skinny. Pulls freaking perfect, which obviously it's a 14 foot, 15 foot boat, 14 foot 10 inches. I guess I can't really expect nothing much or nothing more. It's obviously turns around on a dime. I was fishing, me and my girlfriend Audrey went out fishing the other day, and we were fishing probably 15-20 mile an hour winds. And just for shits and giggles, I went right out in the middle of the flat, in the middle of the wind, and I tried pulling right across, crosswards from the wind, taking the wind perpendicular, and boat freaking held pretty sweet. I was really happy with it. Balances out really nice around the front of the boat. Great. I'm really happy with the build with it all come out. But the only thing is I can't come out with you guys with some real numbers, because I could tell you how it floats and how it pulls and everything like that. Like I said, very happy with it. But the motor that I got, I'm having motor problems after motor problems after motor problems, and I haven't even had the boat on plane yet, so I can't really even tell you how the boat runs. So all I know is it idles good, nice and straight. Once I get to my flat that I want to fish, fishes just fine, does what I need it to do, and I'm happy about it. I've been thinking about buying another used motor, and I'm just really leaning towards, saying no to that. That's a terrible idea, because I've bought used motors. The last 3 motors that I've had have been used motors, and each one of them have given me problems, and I don't know if it's just the freaking luck of the draw for me. I don't know why it's, keep getting plagued with so many darn engine problems. You would think they're all 2 strokes. They're super simple, and they should be really easy to, make run right. That's all I've ever had my whole life is just 2 strokes, and there's so many minimal moving parts and very easy to work on, and I've always been able to get them working and running great and everything. But the last 3 motors that I've had have given me the run for my money when it comes to, I'm not a mechanic. I'm a parts mechanic, I should say that. I could fix stuff, and I'm pretty good at, figuring stuff out. But for the most part, I just buy parts and just fix, just change the parts out and just fingers crossed that that's it. I can't really, I like to think I'm a good mechanic, but honestly, that's, I'll buy parts and change them out, and hopefully it fixes it. And it's not working for me, and I'm at the point where I'm just like, you know what, screw it. These little, I'm building a little boat, a 25 horsepower motor. They're not super expensive. They're not crazy to buy brand new. You get a warranty, the whole 9 yards. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to pull the trigger and just quit buying people's used problems, and quit buying, just used stuff, and just buy an absolute brand new motor. I'll be the first one to put oil in the damn thing, and it's going to run great, and it's going to be a 4-stroke, so I won't have to worry about fuel issue, conserving fuel and stuff like that. And with my last skiff, that's what actually come down to. I had a 60 horsepower 4-stroke when I first built the boat, and I love that thing. I could literally go trip after trip after trip after trip, and usually when I fish, I run a lot. I'm a bass fisherman at heart. That's what I started out doing, bass fishing. And if you guys ever see any bass fishing tournaments, what the old boys are doing, they're moving a lot. They're running hard. And that's what I did. I freaking run hard. Well, I hurt that 60 horsepower Mercury 4-stroke, and I started fishing, or I bought a used Yamaha 60 horsepower 2-stroke, and it was crazy. I never really literally thought about it too much until I seen it. Was like, oh my gosh, how much more fuel I burned with my 2-stroke than I did with my 4-stroke. So yeah, I'll be happy to get back to running a little 4-stroke again and not having to worry about conserving fuel. And the damn thing's going to be able to last me. A 6-gallon tank's going to last me be plenty what I want to do and run around and stay busy on the motor and everything. But all right, I made a little list. I made a little list of little things that I want to kind of go over and try not to talk too much off the top of my head, because when I get talking off the top of my head, nothing makes sense. So I'm going to try to hold to this list a little bit. But yeah, like I said, the 25 horsepower, I think I'm going to go with 25 horsepower Suzuki 4-stroke for the back of my little Johnsen skiff. And then I'll be able to get you guys some real numbers, and I'll be able to tell you, like, how fast she is. That's pretty much what I really want to tell you: how fast, how good she cruises, and actually be able to take you guys out and really show you guys what she can do and all that stuff. Because right now, I start the motor up, and I'll clean the carbs, buy new plugs, buy a new fuel pump, change out the fuel lines, clean the carbs umpteen amount of times, all that crazy stuff. Check for like a loose grounds, check, make sure I'm getting spark, all this stuff. And every time I go out, it does the same exact thing, and I don't understand it, and I don't know what's going on, and just over messing with it. So I'll be able to get you guys some real numbers when I have a good running outboard on the back of my little boat. And that may, I don't know, you guys might make fun of me for that. Not nearly, like I said, pride myself as a decent mechanic, definitely not a diesel mechanic, but a decent mechanic. And I'm getting my butt whooped, and it just beats down on like my morale or whatnot. I'd like go fishing, and I can't even enjoy fishing because I idle all the way to my spot. Took for freaking ever. I worked on the motor all day the day before, or a couple days before, and then go out and it does the same exact thing. I know you're probably like, just go freaking bring it to a mechanic, have a real mechanic look at it. Well, I'm kind of like at the point where I don't even want to spend any more money on the darn thing. I just want to get the problem out, completely wash my hands of the problem and get rid and not have to worry about it anymore. So that's that. Moving on. Some of you folks seen in the backs of some of my videos that there was an airboat. And yeah, like 4 videos ago, I went out on I did a little video of me going out on my first airboat ride, and freaking had a blast. And I think like a week after that, I had my first airboat. Well, this is my first like real big screw up in my opinion. I kind of pride myself once again being like a decent like fiberglass boat guy, and I freaking messed up big time. But whatever, I still feel like I got a pretty decent deal. And the people that I talked to, I don't know if they're just trying to make me feel better about myself, but they think I still got a decent deal on the vessel as well. But I bought this airboat. I called this guy. He lived 5 hours away from me. He posted this airboat up on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, holy crap, this is exactly what I want, because it's I gotta wash my mouth. It's a big tugboat. It's 14 foot 6 inches long. It's got 24 inch sides on her. So I know my first time, like the first thing that I learned about airboats is you have to be really careful with them. They're very easy to sink, which, doesn't make a lot of sense until I was like learning about them and stuff and got to play around them a little bit. Yeah, they sink super, super easy. I'm a fat guy. I'm 220 pounds. And I got to be careful where I walk on certain ones of my friends' airboats because I can sink the darn thing. Well, I wanted an airboat super, super bad, and I didn't want to have to worry about that, worry about sliding off, sinking my damn airboat just because I stepped on it in the wrong spot. I walked too far to the back of the boat or something like that, or a wave hit me funny, or I turned too sharp or something like that, and next thing you know, we're digging my airboat off the bottom of the lake. You know what I mean? I didn't want to worry about that, so that's the reason why I wanted to buy a big airboat. Because you don't have to worry about it. You can treat it just like a boat. It might not make sense to people, but you have to be like careful with them when you slide them off the trailer. You got to like baby them off the trailer sometimes. This all depends on what kind of boat. Here in Southwest Florida, we run a lot of grass boats and stuff from what people call them. They're super low sided. They're only like 8 inches tall. Some of them, they're not a tub, they're like a flat deck. Yeah, well, like I said, I didn't want to have to worry about, babying the thing. I wanted to treat it like a boat, and I wanted to put a trolling motor on it. I want to take it bass fishing, I have like all these intentions, go frog gigging, gator hunting, all this stuff with it, go hog hunting out of it, the whole 9 yards. I didn't want to have to worry about babying it, so I bought this massive airboat. It's 14'6", 24-inch size. It's got a 350 direct drive. It's definitely not the fastest thing in the world. Fairly freaking slow for what it is, but it's a tank in the airboat world. I know you guys, 14'6", it's, my Johnson's bigger than that. But in the airboat world, usually they're 11, 12 foot long, 13 foot. You're getting into a big boat, and then you talk about 14, 15, 16 foot airboats. Those are huge airboats. But yeah, so I bought this big old airboat. They popped up on Facebook Marketplace. I got super excited. It was everything that I was looking for. 350 Chevy. I didn't want to go aircraft, just because 350 Chevy, you can find parts for them absolutely everywhere. Every auto parts store has parts for them. You get on Facebook Marketplace, you can find all kinds of, carburetors, manifolds, headers, anything you buy, valve covers, anything you want to decorate your little motor with, you can probably find it on Facebook Marketplace. If you can't, Amazon's got a ton of parts for them. And then you can go to any of your local hardware store or auto parts store, and you can get what you need for the darn thing. So if I have any problems, if I'm in the middle of the Everglades, they're not close, but a little drive, and I can get some auto parts. Even if I'm at Lake Okeechobee, there's gonna be a freaking auto parts store not too far away. Now, when you're talking about an aircraft motor, I don't know a ton about them, but you got to know a guy, or or they're really expensive to work on. So I wanted to go car motor. Yeah, so this popped up. I ran up there. I was like, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow morning. He wanted $4,000 for it. It was a running boat. I ended up getting it for $3,200. I made the deal over the phone, and like my big stick with Craigslist deals and Facebook deals and stuff like that. If you wheel and deal with somebody, I don't know, this probably doesn't make any sense to anybody. If you wheel and deal with somebody over the phone, that's what you're paying. If you show up and you start wheeling and dealing with somebody at the place, usually, I'll tell you to get, kick sticks, like get out, you already Jewed me down a whole bunch. I don't know if that was the right word to say. You already, knocked the price down a whole bunch on me and stuff like that. Don't come to my house and start trying to mess with me even more at my house. You should have just waited until you came to my house, and I probably would freaking gave you for a way cheaper price. I'm just that type of person. If it's in my way, and I'm trying to, that's most of the time the only time I ever sell something, if it's in my way, and I'll freaking damn near give the thing away if you come to my house and start waving cash in front of my face. But so I wheel and deal with them over the phone. It's 5 hours away. I didn't want to drive all the way up there and it being a whole pile of crap. Well, I talked to the guy and I asked him a whole bunch of questions about the boat. And the big one that I got bit in the butt about, I asked him about the stringers, and I says, are the stringers good? And he says, yeah, they're great. They're in perfect shape. The only thing that's wrong is the gel coat's chipping up on the inside of the hull. And I was like, oh yeah, that's no big deal. I just finished a skiff build. I just gel coated. I have a whole bunch of gel coat. It's going to be no problem to fix. So I drive my 5 hours up there, and I get up there and I see the boat, and yeah, it's rough. Obviously, it's a $3,200 airboat, running airboat, so it's in a rough running shape. It's not perfect. It's not pretty, but it's going to, I was like, cool. I got everything I need to do to have, everything I need to have an airboat, and I'll be able to ride with my buddies and stuff like that. Well, I buy the airboat, get all the way back home, and I get home, and I look at the airboat, and I'm like starting to notice, like, the guy had like this weird freaking, I don't know if I have any pictures of it, he was a mullet fisherman, and he had this like weird platform. Like most time tub airboats, the stringers are 100% open. You can see the stringers. You walk on the stringers, you can step on the stringers. Well, he used it as a commercial fishing boat, commercial mullet boat. He had this piece of wood, 3/4 inch marine plywood over the stringers, and I was like, that's kind of weird. But he explained why he did it and why he has it and stuff like that. So I never even questioned it. Never even looked at the stringers. I took the dude for his word. Never even looked at nothing. I just looked at the boat. Was like, oh, fires up, runs great. I look at the boat. Looks like a great boat. For $3,200, I was like getting a running airboat for $32 on a trailer. I'm like, it can't really go wrong. So I buy the boat, get her home. and I pull that marine piece of plywood up because obviously I'm not gonna need it. I'm not cast netting with the darn thing. I pull the thing up and instantly I'm like, there's a crack in the stringer, and then I'm like, man, that's weird. That's not good. And sure enough, I grab it and you can squeeze it, and it's like, oh gosh, that is definitely full of water. There's probably not even any wood in there. And I was like, well, that freaking sucks. Well, I'm gonna be doing stringers soon. And then sure enough, man, like if I would have just spent an extra 10 minutes and just actually like stopped and been like, you would think somebody after driving 5 hours in a truck, you would think I would have been like wanting to stay out of the truck for a little while. But no, I bought that airboat. It took me like 10 minutes. I went there, gave him the dude his money, hooked up to the airboat, turned around, came home. That was the extent of that. If I would have spent and like actually looked, I would have seen clear as day that the stringers are broke. There was a broken stringer right in front of my face. The rigging was actually crushing one of the stringers. It was such a dumb mistake on my part that I just let it scoot on by me. I don't even know what the heck. I was so disappointed in myself. But then again, I mean, I did this on one of my other skiffs. I bought a junk skiff, which I already knew. Yeah, I knew that was junk. That thing was like nasty. Everything was soft. They had 2x4s like screwed to the bottom side of the deck, and it was all messed up. And I was like, well, cool. I got a good deal on the haul, and I'll be able to build a brand new boat, and I won't have to worry about anything. It'll be brand spanking new. Well, that was kind of where I decided. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this was for the best, because now I get to make a little bit of content. And I'll get to that here in the end in a little bit too as well. I was gonna be able to make some content for you guys, make some more YouTube videos, and yeah, I'll have a brand new airboat. It'll have fresh gel coat on the inside. It'll have freaking brand new stringers, all 4 brand new stringers. But at first I thought I was only going to replace 2 of the stringers, but I haven't replaced 4 of the stringers. So you guys get to see, most time when you see somebody replace stringers in a boat, you only get to see 2. Well, you get to see 4 because I get to replace them all in my airboat. So that's where that's at. I replaced all the stringers in my airboat. That was a few weeks ago, and that was another thing. I didn't want to, the reason why I bought a running airboat was I didn't want to have another massive project, another 4 or 5 month long project. So I just wanted to get her done. Well, I bought that airboat, like the next week was my week off, because right now my work with the whole COVID thing going on, I'm doing 3 weeks on, 1 week off. Well, I bought it on like the 3rd week, and the following week would be my week off. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get really crazy, and I'm just going to build this whole airboat in this 1 week and get her done. And well, that's what I did. I cut everything out. On Friday, I pulled my motor out of my airboat. Friday night, I pushed all my rigging out of the back of my boat. Literally, it's what I did. I was by myself. I just picked all the rigging up and just threw it out of the boat, and it was heavy ass rigging. It was all stainless steel rigging. But besides that, and then that Saturday morning, I just started cutting and cutting and cutting. I put on the white suit that you guys see, and just started cutting like crazy, and got all of the junk out that I didn't want, got all the stringers out, ground it all down, got everything all ready for fresh gel coat, popped all the bolts out of the bottom of the boat for the poly, and I installed 4 new stringers. So glad that I'm doing this video, because I want to start posting those videos. I haven't posted anything in a little while, but yeah, so I cut that apart. I ended up finding some rigging for the boat, which is like, if you ever seen an airboat, it's got a cage on the back of it, and where the seat stand and stuff where you sit. I ended up finding a stand on Craigslist or on Facebook Marketplace for $100. I ended up the guy had to just make an offer to me, and I offered him $100, and he said, you bring me that $100 and a pack of Red Bull, and you can have it. So needless to say, that's what I bought the rigging, or I got the rigging for. And it was originally for an airplane motor. Obviously, I just talked about I don't want an airplane motor, so I cut the airplane motor engine stand off, and I made a new engine stand out of or for my car motor, and that's what I got. I got that done. Let's resort back to the list. But yeah, that's where I got my rigging, and that's where that's at right now. Well, all right. Well, this is it. Where the channel is going for now. Right now, that was kind of like after doing that grinding and all that fiberglass work and busting my butt like that, I decided that, yeah, I'm done for the summer for doing that kind of work for myself. If somebody else, cool, wants to pay me for something, I'll maybe do something I'll be able to get a little more crazy and do something like that on a big scale like that again. But right now, I'm not gonna do that. My plan is to get back kind of like what my intentions was. I named this channel Hot Action Fishing and Fab. Well, I'm gonna get back doing some fishing because I'm gonna buy that brand new motor. Hopefully in the next 3 weeks to a month, I'll have a brand new motor. Then I'll be able to fish all the time, and I won't have to worry about ever having motor problems. Knock on my desk. Knock on wood. Come on now. So yeah, now the dogs are done barking. But yeah. I'm going to go back to do a little bit more fishing. I'm going to build some small, simple stuff here and there. I got some ideas. I want to do some like sculptures and stuff like that. Just some like aluminum structures, like some cool stuff. Plan on doing that. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm going to try filming it. I got some like really big ideas with that, but right now I'm going to keep it small. Just try to do some cool stuff. And then, yeah, well, I'm going to tell you guys right now, later on this fall, I have already picked up another skiff. I've told a few people I did buy another 16-foot skiff, and that's going to be my next boat. Well, I don't want, like I said, I don't want to be cutting and grinding and all that stuff in the summertime. And I don't want to be like the middle of a freaking project and a hurricane come and destroy it. You know what I mean? I don't want to spend, a bunch of money because I'm going to go all composite again. It's going to be a pretty legit little skiff again. Make it crazy light. It's going to be sweet. I'm really excited to build this one. But yeah, I'm going to wait another little while before I do that. But yeah, that's what I wanted to, tell you guys. I've been really beating myself up about the whole airboat thing. I shouldn't be doing it though because I got to run an airboat for $3,200. So I can't be too mad about it. But yeah, I wasn't gonna film the airboat build. Like I said, I wanted to get it done, and like it might sound a little ridiculous that only a little bit of that little bit of filming that I do, I just set the GoPro up in the corner and just go about my day and build my boat, and that's what you guys get to see. It actually is like, I don't know, it sounds like it's that simple, but it's really not. Worrying about batteries and stuff like that. You're going to come to find out when you watch my airboat build that I really kind of, slacked a little bit when it comes to battery and stuff like that. I didn't change, but I let my batteries run out and stuff like that. Sorry. I should be being a little better for you guys, especially now that, I got 1,000 subscribers. Thank you guys very much. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, in the beginning I wasn't even gonna film the dang airboat build, and then I told myself because I was like mentally in my head like with the amount like as much as hard as work as I want to do, I'm probably not gonna have the time. And then I kind of thought to myself, I'm like, man, if I just film it, maybe I will be able to come up with something. So I did come up with a little bit of something. I haven't edited it yet, so I might be speaking out my butt and might have missed everything. And you guys don't see nothing. But I just wanted to make this video and let you guys know where I'm at. This is a very long, rambling video. I appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate all, you guys are freaking awesome. The channel is a lot bigger than what I ever expected, really. I thank you guys very much, and, I hope if you guys haven't subscribed and you guys are watching this video that you guys subscribe to me. I would very much appreciate it. There's a lot to come. I've been making another list of like all different kinds of ideas and challenges and stuff that I want to do, which I don't know if you guys are down for that kind of stuff, but I'd like to do some challenges. So I think they're pretty cool, that people do. But yeah, so I just want to say, thank you guys again. Hope you guys enjoyed my rambling and have a little sympathy for me for what I got going on. I'm going to do some like pictures and stuff throughout the video probably. But thank you again. Y'all have a wonderful week.